What is the perfect travel backpack? What if I told you the answer is there isn't one? There isn't just one perfect travel backpack. There are multiple travel backpacks. Hey guys, it's Erica from America, your favorite flight attendant, and today I'm reacting to a travel guru who wants to point out her 5 favorite travel backpacks. And I'm here for it, but I gotta tell you, I've been thinking about bags recently, and I've been thinking, what is the perfect travel bag? What's the perfect rollerboard? What's the perfect backpack? What's the perfect cooler? And it made me realize that the perfect backpack and the perfect bag and the perfect cooler are all relevant. They're relevant to the person holding them. For example, a 21-year-old backpacker is going to have very different needs than a mom backpacker who is bringing along maybe her baby, and maybe she needs to carry the baby on the back, and then she needs something for the front. Or maybe she's carrying the baby on the front and she needs a diaper bag on the back. And that's going to be very different from somebody who's my age who has maybe not so great a back. And I need something that will offer me more support, maybe something that even buckles. And my needs are going to be very different from somebody who is, say, 70 years old and can't really carry a backpack. Do you see where I'm going with this? So today, guys, not only are we going to watch a travel guru that I've never watched before and see how she reacts to the different bags that she's recommending, but after the video, I'm going to show you the 3 backpacks that I have settled on that are still in my house. I used 2 of them, not necessarily the 3rd, but I'm going to show you the different features that I like for each of the bags, so that way you get some ideas about what might be the best backpack for whatever type of trip that you might want to take. And for those of you that are noticing that I still have pictures on the wall behind me, yeah, I know. I'm supposed to have packed those by now. We're going to be closing any day, and I'm still not completely packed. I've been wondering, you guys tell me in the comments below, what kind of packer are you? If you had 30 days to move from where you live now to a new place, would you start packing everything right away and piling it in one corner and getting ready for the move? Or would you do some every single day until it's time to move? Or would you ignore everything until the very last minute and then have a complete freak out frenzy packing job where you just pack the last couple days? If you can't figure it out from the pictures on the wall, I am the last kind. The truth is, if I had started packing 3 months ago when we first entered escrow, or 2 months ago, or a month ago, my house would be mostly empty, and I would have a really hard time being here in a very empty house, seeing all my stuff gone. That would be much more stressful for me than waiting until the last minute. But what about you guys? I really want to know what you think of that. Put your comments down below. But for now, let's get into this. The video that I'm reacting to today is called Genius Airplane Seat Backpacks You Need to Know About by GenX Gypsy. And I love that name. I've never reacted to her before, but I also am Gen X. And I also consider myself part Gypsy. I've often joked about it probably since I was a teenager that I think I'm part Gypsy because I've always loved to travel and I've loved moving. My mom was a Navy brat, so I'm the brat of a Navy brat. And we used to move every couple years when I was growing up until my mom met and married my stepdad. But before that, I always very much enjoyed the move. I'm not enjoying the move right now. The move that hasn't happened yet because my studio is still up. But I'm actually taking down all the pictures tonight, just in case you were wondering. Anyway, this video has 31,000 views. She has 55,000 subscribers. Let's pop over to her channel real quick. Again, never reacted to her before. Never seen her before. Empowering Gen X to become Gen Explorers. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Hey y'all, I'm Christy the Gen X Gypsy. If you're ready to take on this next half of your life with adventure and enthusiasm, I'm here to be your biggest cheerleader with travel tips, hacks, and advice to relieve you of the stress and anxiety out of trying something new and seeing all the places you've dreamed about. Not sure what to pack? You'll find lots of ideas on creating travel capsule wardrobes and travel essentials to bring along, and how to pack efficiently and still be able to bring everything you want. There are reviews of travel gear so you know what is worth the money and what you can do without. Looking for new places to explore and adventures to embrace, you'll find tons of inspiration and motivation, plus helpful things to know before you go. I'm so happy to have you come along with us as we all lean into the joy and happiness life has in store for us. And there are her links. I feel like I want to subscribe just because of how cool she sounds. But she joined in 2020 right as COVID kicked off. 55,000 subscribers, 292 videos. So slow growth, but still growing. And I wonder if her hair is naturally white, because if she's around the same age as me, I don't know, my hair could be white, possibly. I'll never know, because I will never stop dyeing my hair. But that's just me. What about you? Let's look at the video description real quick. Looking for the best personal item backpack for your next flight. In this video, I review 5 top undersea backpacks that actually fit airline requirements, keep you organized, and make travel easier, whether you want stylish, versatile, or anti-theft. I'll show you which bags are worth the money, perfect for carry-on travelers, solo trips, and women over 40 who want stress-free flying. She is right up my alley, and she's got some links to different products. Here's something you should know. I've seen people put in comments about people like me who are doing these travel giver videos, and then they put links to different things, and they say, well, they're just trying to sell their products. Here's something you should know. If it goes to Amazon, the most commission they're going to make is between 1% to 4%. So you would have to spend $100 for them to make a maximum of like $4. So if they're recommending Amazon, they're just getting affiliate income. They're not getting paid extra to recommend that. And as you can see, she recommends a lot of Amazon. I recommend a lot of Amazon. Something like this, triptravelgear.com, GenX Gypsy, that might be sponsored. Keynes.com, they're one of those brand sponsors. So it's very likely that she's getting paid extra to review those products and then talk about them on the channel. So if you ever see somebody recommending something to Amazon, they truly like that product. They're not getting paid to recommend that product. So let's go ahead and get this started.
Your personal item bag might be the most important piece of luggage you carry, but most travelers get it wrong. You want a bag that actually fits under the seat, holds everything you need, and doesn't kill your shoulders in the process. The problem is not all personal item backpacks are created equal. That's why today I'm sharing 5 personal item bags worth the money, so you can choose the one that's truly right for your next trip. Let's go. Hello and welcome. If you're new here, I'm Christy, the GenX Gypsy, and my mission here is very simple: to help you chase those travel dreams with way more confidence and zero stress. I've been traveling for over 40 years, sometimes solo, sometimes with family, and I've learned that the right gear can make all the difference between a smooth, enjoyable trip and one filled, well, with unnecessary headaches. From zippers that won't stay zipped, water bottle holders that are too small, and that universal black hole where you can never find what you're looking for. Today, we're diving into 5 personal item backpacks that really stand out, and I'll walk you through each one so that by the end, you'll know exactly which personal item bag fits your travel style and why it's worth the money. Let's start with the Love Look backpack, which I like to call the big one. This bag is perfect if you're the type of traveler who likes to bring everything with you on the plane. The Love Look is spacious, it has multiple compartments, a padded laptop sleeve, organizational pockets, and even a trolley strap to slide over the handle of your carry-on luggage. If you've ever wanted to...
That's funny, I've never heard it called a trolley strap before, but I'm pretty sure I know exactly which strap she's talking about. Trolley strap. I'm going to remember that.
Carry a full change of clothes, snacks, your laptop, and that extra just-in-case sweater. This bag can definitely handle it. I actually used the Love Look as my personal item bag when I traveled to Japan and Korea a few years ago. It was perfect for those long flights because I could keep everything I needed within arm's reach. My camera, snacks, laptop, even an extra layer for that chilly airplane cabin. Being able to keep everything organized made the whole trip feel more manageable and a lot more comfortable. However, this baby is on the larger side, so it does make a great choice for US airlines like Delta or American or United, but it might not pass as a personal item on those stricter budget airlines. So if you fly Spirit or Ryanair often, you might want to get something smaller. So who would be a good fit for the Love Look backpack? Well, this is for the traveler who just doesn't want to compromise. If you'd rather have space and comfort than worry about every inch of measurement, this is a solid budget-friendly option. And if you want to check out any of the backpacks that I'm reviewing today, I will have links to all of them down in the description box and also in the first pinned comment, so they're easy to find. Now, if you want something that's a little bit smaller and, well, brings just a lot more personality to the table, the next bag might be your style. This is the Topo Designs Rover Pack, and it is actually my daughter's ride or die backpack. She has been using this.
Okay, I know I should be commenting on some of these backpacks, but like I said before, I'm going to wait to the end to show you the 3 backpacks that I use, why I like them, why I don't like them. So then that way you can look for what you want. So let's just keep watching this
thing for over 5 years now, and it is the one bag she always takes when she flies. What she loves most is this top pocket here. It holds all the items that she wants easy access to during a flight, things like her Kindle, snacks, and her headphones, so she doesn't have to dig through the whole bag once she is already settled into her seat. Now,
that's a really great feature. I like that. And I feel like they should put that on more bags, but I don't see them that often.
Her specific color combination isn't available anymore.
I think that's a thank goodness, because that bag is ugly. Well, I mean, maybe you like it, but I would feel like a clown walking around with that color bag. That's just me. I'm not that bright. That didn't come out right. Like, I'm bright. I'm just not vibrant, right? Like, just...
But that's part of the fun of the Topo design bags. They're always releasing new colors and patterns, and there are plenty of other really cool options out there if you want something with personality. The Rover Pack itself is compact, very lightweight, and has a fun retro design. You get a laptop sleeve, water-resistant fabric, and side pockets for your water bottle that the water bottle actually fits in. It's slim enough that it could pass as a personal item even on some of the budget airlines if you don't pack it too full. This is the kind of underseat backpack you grab when you're traveling light, maybe a weekend away, or when you want to avoid checking luggage but don't need to bring your entire closet. And since the Rover Pack comes in such a variety of bold colors and playful patterns, it can actually double as a statement piece in your travel capsule wardrobe, adding personality without taking up space. And if bright colors aren't your thing, don't worry. The next backpack has a completely different look. The Unbound Merino Ultralight Travel Backpack has a very different vibe. This is sleek.
Doesn't that bag kind of look like it's supposed to zip onto another bag? Like it was part of a larger bag and now you've unzipped it and it's by itself and it's kind of small. Am I right?
Understated and minimalist. Perfect if you travel for work or you just prefer a more polished professional style. One of its biggest selling points is the weight. It is actually very lightweight compared to the other personal item backpack bags, which is a relief if you already carry a laptop and maybe some other heavy gear. The materials are durable but simple, and the design folds flat when not in use, which is a pretty unique feature. Although the backpack itself doesn't have a ton of compartments, it does have this very unique design with this removable pouch that perfectly fits your iPad or your Kindle or, your smaller electronics that you might want with you in your seat, so that you could actually put this bag in your carry-on or perhaps in the bin above you, although people might yell at you if you actually put your backpack in the overhead bin taking up space. So I don't necessarily encourage you doing that. But if you do have that option, like maybe you're traveling in business class or first class, then you could put this up in the overhead bin and then just have this in your seat. It's quite an interesting, unique design. I do like that. Or you can pull this out and put it in the seat back pocket in front of you, and then put this under your seat so that you have everything accessible that you want with you in your seat without having to go into the backpack during your flight. They did a great job.
Okay, real quick. She said to put that in your seat back pocket. Keep in mind that the seat back pockets can really only handle between 3 to 5 pounds max before it rips the pocket off the seat, because the seat back pockets are usually velcroed onto the back of the seats, and then they sometimes use snaps to hold them on. If you're going to stick anything like a laptop or something in that and then try to stick that in the seat back pocket, it might come off the seat and you might break your laptop. So if you are going to stick anything in the seat back pocket, make sure that it weighs less than 3 pounds if you want it to stay safe, and make sure it's not breakable.
In designing this, it's very streamlined, functional, easy to carry. You can think of it as the complete opposite of the Love Book. This isn't about maximizing every cubic inch. It is about keeping your travel kind of clean, organized, and light. This is a travel backpack that I would recommend if you are basically traveling more for work, or you're doing stuff with your laptop a lot and you don't really need a lot of other airplane items, or you just don't want a backpack that screams tourist. But maybe what you really want is flexibility, something that works as a backpack but can also pull double duty when you're out exploring. And that is exactly what this next bag delivers. The Sherpani Soleil is one of the most versatile personal item backpacks.
I like how you can put the straps into the pocket like that, because that does give it more versatility. That's a great feature to look for in a backpack, especially if it comes with what she called the trolley strap
I have ever tried. It is a convertible bag, which means that you can wear it as a backpack, carry it as a tote, or wear it as a crossbody. And that versatility really pays off once you are out on the go. It's compact.
That is huge though, am I right? Like, it's knocking your knees. I don't know if I would want a bag that big.
Enough to meet most more lenient budget airline requirements, but it still gives you quite a bit of space, especially for your essentials. You can carry a tablet, a smaller laptop, wallet, snacks, maybe a light sweater, and it has built-in RFID protection, which adds a nice layer of security for your cards and passport.
I like that it has a lot of pockets. I always believe the more pockets the better, because you can assign different items that you have to each pocket, and then you're less likely to forget those items when you pack up to go home.
But what I enjoy most is the style. It does not look like a traditional travel backpack. It's polished enough to take into a cafe or even a dinner spot, but still very practical for travel days. And because the Sherpani comes in a variety of different colors and patterns, it can really be a great addition for your travel capsule wardrobe. I also really love that the zippers can kind of lock. You can put them through these hoops here, and it makes it a lot more difficult for somebody to easily unzip your bag.
Nice.
But the really cool theft-proof feature that comes with this bag is this little locking cable that you can attach the backpack to, like your chair leg or the table leg, when you are sitting at a cafe working, so nobody can just run off with your bag.
I don't think I would use that. Would you? In all my years of traveling, I've never had anybody try to steal my bag. Usually because I will stick my leg through one of the straps, or I keep it right next to me. I don't place it somewhere where somebody could steal it. So I probably wouldn't use that locking feature or that zipper feature, because that zipper feature would drive me crazy like a toddler on crack. I'd be like, ah! You know what I mean? Like, it's not opening. I hate this. But that's just me. I like things simple, but I think that's a great feature if you're worried about having your stuff stolen, especially if you're going to put like a passport in there. I would say if you're going to put something important in there, definitely use that zipper, and then definitely lock it down and then just don't access it the rest of the day. But then again, I would be more likely to leave my passport in the bedroom.
I love that they have really thought through everything on this. The Sherpani Soleil is perfect for someone who really wants that flexibility of one bag that can transition seamlessly from the airport to going out and exploring a new city without having to swap out, your different day bags. Now, of course, sometimes style and versatility just aren't the top priority for y'all. Sometimes it is all about safety, and that is where the last backpack really stands out. The PacSafe CX is the bag I reach for when I want the most secure personal item backpack on the market. PacSafe is well known for their anti-theft features, and their CX backpack really comes through. It has lockable zippers, cut-resistant straps, and RFID blocking zipping pockets. If you're heading to busy tourist areas, crowded metros, or destinations where pickpocketing is very common, this bag will give you a lot of peace of mind. The PackSafe has actually been my go-to backpack for most of my trips over the past 2 years, and as you can see, it still looks brand new. I've never had any issues fitting it under an airplane seat, and it holds just about everything I need for my flights. The combination of durability, practicality, and security is why I just keep coming back to it over and over again. It works really, really well as a travel backpack with plenty of compartments, and I love the padded laptop section. The straps are pretty comfortable and supportive, but the overall look is much more utilitarian and plain. This isn't the bag that you're buying for fashion, but it is the bag that you buy for peace of mind. And I think sometimes peace of mind is worth, well, a lot, especially if you're traveling solo and spending a lot of time in crowded cities. I would love to know if any of you guys use any of these bags, or was there one that actually stood out as your favorite while I was going through them? Or perhaps maybe you have another underseat backpack that is your ride or die. I'd love for you to share them in the comments. I am always so proud of how this community really comes together to help one another out and share all of your suggestions. And over here in this playlist, you can find tons of travel tips on how to pack your personal item backpack for your next flight. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video today. I hope that you have safe and wonderful travels.
And it's my turn. Okay, guys, so today I'm actually just going to show you 3 of my backpacks. The 3 that I still have around the house. I've had other backpacks over the years, and there are different features that I like and don't like. One thing I am surprised at is that she didn't go for a backpack with wheels on it. This is a backpack I've showed you guys before that I absolutely love. Part of the reason I bought it is because it had this Velcro part where I could buy patches and really express myself. I also bought this one because it had a lot of pockets. The only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't have inner elastic. Like, if I were to perfect this bag, I might take some elastic myself and sew it in, so then that way it would hold different things like maybe plugs and stuff. Because when you have big pockets like this and you drop it down on the bed, a lot of times these will fly, especially because this is a bag that flops. And what I mean by flops is this is like a suitcase shaped like a bag that opens all the way up like that. And the first time that I used it, I didn't unzip it all the way because I'm used to not unzipping it all the way. And it bent, and I realized that that is a potential, if it bends, to eventually damage the zipper. So I basically retired this one almost as soon as I got it, but that's just because I don't like the flop. If you're going to get a bag like this, you have to make sure to keep the pockets zipped. I do love how they put these canvas straps on the outside because you could clip all kinds of stuff to it, carabiner clips, whatever. They've got a lot of straps on the side to help you really tighten that and make sure that it's locked down, so then that way you could check it if you wanted to. The wheels are nice and rugged, which is great because you can go over a lot of different terrain with the backpack like this, especially like if you're traveling through Europe. There's a lot of places where you go where there are cobblestone streets, or you might be taking this through the subway. Maybe you don't want to drag it through the subway, you'd rather wear it, but you might drag it on the street or the sidewalk. And so having nice heavy-duty 2-wheelers like this not only will help you pull it, which can take a lot of the pressure off your back and everything else, but these kind of wheels are harder to break off. This is a bag I would actually recommend if you don't mind the flop, because it does have like the elastic in here. It's got the zipper, so if you want to hide your shoes behind there, you can. It's got just a ton of pockets. It's got pockets on the side, which I wanted that are nice and big for water bottles. Oh, I actually have something in there right now. Oh, that's where my face mask went. I've been looking all over for that. Yeah, so this is a good one. It's also got a telescoping handle, which I liked. It's nice and firm, and you can hide it under the little flap here. And again, it's got what she called the trolley strap, and it's also designed in a way that you can actually hide the handles away. Now, the truth is, I cut the straps off because I didn't plan to use it as a backpack. I planned to use it as a dragging bag. I do have the straps in my sewing kit, so that way if I ever decide to put them back on that I can, but I never got this intending to wear it as a backpack. This is a backpack style that I like. So that's the first backpack that I would recommend. Think about doing something with wheels. As a flight attendant who has a lot of pain issues, I have a loose spine, so I'm constantly popping my back out of whack. I'm constantly going to the chiropractor. One of my favorite chiropractors told me that you really don't want to do an over one shoulder kind of crossbody bag if you have a spine like mine. Because if you do that, you're going to start trying to overcompensate for the weight that's pulling on your shoulder. And you're going to end up curving your spine, and that's going to create a whole bunch of pain problems. I did that to myself after I moved into this house. I fell down the stairs probably about 6 months after we had moved in. I landed on my ankle, and I babied the ankle for 6 months. That turned into a knee problem. And eventually, I got plantar fasciitis in that same foot, which then made me walk crooked. If you ever had plantar fasciitis, you know that you have to walk it off. But every time you wake up in the morning, it really hurts your feet. And that's not like a fungus or anything. If you've never heard of it, it's just when you pull the muscle in the bottom of your foot. That's all it is. It ended up creating an instance where my back shifted, and then I kept having to go in the chiropractor to try to get it to shift back, and the pain just traveled all up and down my back, settling in different spots, and it took about 2 years to get that under control. I do recommend a backpack over a crossbody bag. Now, here is one you might be interested in. This little backpack right here called Crosser. This, believe it or not, is the flight attendant backpack, and it's not like it was intended to be the flight attendant backpack. When I first bought this, I thought I was such a genius. This bag is made of almost like a heavy-duty windbreaker material, so it's super light, and I liked the gold zippers and everything. The zippers are amazing. They're heavy-duty. It's got pockets on the side. Like hers, it opens kind of like a grocery bag, and I was really surprised. It was the first time I had a backpack like this that zipped up in that way, and I liked it because it stays open when you have it open instead of crumbling. It tends to keep its position. As you can see right now, it's standing straight up and there's nothing in it. Anyway, I found this on Amazon, bought it, tried it out, absolutely loved it, thought, I'm a freaking genius that I bought this. Nobody knows what a great backpack this is. And then all of a sudden, I noticed all of these flight attendants carrying the exact same backpack. So we had all found it on Amazon, and that's why I say it's kind of become the unintentional flight attendant backpack. Let me show you some features that she did not point out. The one that she showed that was like this was more of a heavy duty material, which would make it heavier. But this one, literally super lightweight. I mean, this is probably about a pound or two. I feel like it weighs like less than the weight of a tablet, probably right around the weight of an iPad. But here's one of the things that you should think about when you're looking for a backpack. And that is the color inside. Probably like 15 years ago or so, I was at a Barnes & Noble once, and I saw this beautiful green backpack. My favorite color green. It's kind of like an olive green. At least that was my favorite color at the time. And I absolutely fell in love with the bag, opened it, and saw this neon orange interior. And I hate orange. I absolutely hate orange. It's not my color. If it is your color, don't worry. I don't judge you. It just looks terrible on me. It's one of those colors that I avoid at all costs. I just don't like it. And so I didn't buy it at first. I left it there, but I couldn't get it out of my mind because the rest of it was so pretty. And so I went online to Barnes & Noble, and I was reading about the bag, and I was reading some of the reviews, and people pointed out that the bright color was chosen on purpose, so that way you could see if you dropped anything into the dark recesses of the bag. And I realized that's why they did it. Because if you drop something all the way in the bottom of that bag, you can see all the way to the bottom very clearly, which is very nice. You're less likely to accidentally leave something like an eye mask behind if it's in a bright bag like that. It is kind of like a glow-in-the-dark feature of the bag, so it's going to make things easier to find when you're in there. It's also got a lot of pockets that I like. It's got zippers. It's got not only a laptop sleeve, but it has a tablet sleeve as well. The laptop sleeve is padded on both sides, very light. And I did keep the straps on this one. Plus, it's got like an extra buckle, so if you do close it, you can buckle it. I love the magnetic buckles, preferably over the snapping kind because they're just easier. It's got the trolley strap, so if you have a 4-wheel bag, you can slide it over your telescoping handle. Or if you have a 2-wheel bag like I have, I would take a carabiner clip and then clip it to the front of my rollerboard to give it a counterbalance, so then that way you have less weight on your hand. This bag is super light. Even when you pack it full, it still feels very light because it's mostly just going to be whatever pile of clothes you put in there. I highly recommend this one. One of the other things too is it's got this exterior USB port. And so it's got a cable on the inside that you can hook up to a backup battery. And you could keep that in your bag. The flight attendants and the gate agents will tell you to unplug that just for safety's sake so it doesn't catch on fire. But it's nice to have that feature that you can just charge your phone or whatever you need to charge from the outside of the bag. So those are the reasons that this bag became like the flight attendant backpack. And now for the backpack that I prefer to use. That is this backpack right here. And I've shown this to you guys before. This is what I call the backpack cooler because it has a cooler feature. When I described this bag before, what I had mentioned was I will often put my passport in this front zipper to keep it nice and safe, or I will put it in this back zipper back here, which is less likely to be seen. A lot of people don't know that it's there. I'll keep my car keys, my passport in there, and then I might keep other things in there like extra chargers or whatever. Generally, up here on the top, I call this my overnight bag because I can fit 2 outfits up here plus my toiletry bag. So generally 2 pairs of pants, 2 shirts, my toiletry bag. I will put my underwear and my socks in the back, which I'll show you in a minute. And then this front one is a cooler. And somebody asked me a question about that earlier. They said specifically, why do I need a backpack that's only good for 2 outfits? I think they missed the point of this bag. The point of this bag is you could put 2 outfits up here. You can also put 2 outfits in here. What I think that person wasn't thinking about was the fact that when they get somewhere, they're going to end up going out and traveling about. And I think most women just automatically think, I'm just going to take my purse. But instead of taking a purse when you travel, it's better to take a backpack. Not only because it's easier on your shoulders, it'll keep your shoulders balanced, it'll keep your back from getting out of whack, but you're probably going to buy souvenirs. And so what you're going to end up doing is when you get to your destination, you're going to empty this bag out in the hotel and you're going to go out and you're going to buy snacks and you're going to buy large meals and you're going to spend your money on things that you might want to eat throughout the day. And that's when the cooler comes in handy. If you take an ice pack with you and it's frozen up nice and hard, you put that in there. Another thing you could do is, those headache bags? You take a headache bag and then in the hotel, you fill it with ice. You can stick that in here too, and it'll keep this cool for hours and hours. When I went to Paris with my mom last year, I took this backpack and basically I would stop in the morning and I would buy some baguettes and some tartlets and some stuff that I wanted to snack on during the day, and I'd break it up and shove it in to the bottom part here. And then I would have some simple things up here that I might want to use throughout the day, like maybe sunblock or bug spray, an extra sweater, an extra t-shirt, something that I might need to change into, and then I would just stick my souvenirs in the top. But the other thing too that's nice about this bag is this back zipper here. This right here is where you can put your laptop and your tablet. This is generally where I would shove my underwear and my socks too. I would stick them all the way down at the bottom of the bag, usually enough for several days, just in case you never know what's going to happen. You might sit in something, right? But I would put those at the bottom and it just adds an extra layer of protection for your laptop in there. So that's why I call this my overnight bag. I usually put my uniform in there and an extra change of clothes for the hotel. And then because I am only traveling for 1 day with it, I will put food for the hotel in the bottom. However, if you were to travel with it, you could easily fit 5 outfits in here. You could fit 2 in the top with your toiletries bag and 3 more in the bottom and still have room for your laptop and tablet. Or if you don't want to take your laptop or tablet, you can stick even more clothes in here. And it's lightweight. It weighs the same as the other bag. I've used it for about 2 years now. The way that I use it is I will use it to replace my roller board that I take with me. Since I'm on call, I'm usually on call for like 6 days at a time. And if I'm starting a trip, I'll pack my roller bag, which I call my 4-day bag. And then I will grab a separate cooler, my bigger cooler, which usually holds about 2 days worth of food. And I will take that. When you're on call, you can bid to sit in the crew room, which is what I do a lot of times. When you sit in the crew room, if you get called to take a flight, then you're the last minute flight attendant. That means that maybe somebody got injured or sick or the plane's not coming in time. And so they're trying to crew up a new plane so that they keep the flights on schedule. And as a result, I could be going anywhere from 6 days to a day with the rollerboard. So as the week goes by and I bid for standby, I'll end up going to the airport, and a lot of times I'll end up going home that night. And so day after day, my needs will change for what I need for my trip. Usually the second to the last day, that's when I'll grab this backpack. Sometimes if I'm only good for 3 days, I'll grab this backpack because I have the uniform I'm wearing, I have my second uniform, and I have my second change of clothes. We'll wear the same uniform 2 days in a row because a lot of times we're not sweating in it. We're just sitting around, and it's pretty easy to clean. So that's why I like this backpack. I will link all 3 of the backpacks in the description below. Hopefully that helps give you some ideas on what to look for. If you're buying a backpack that flops open like that other one, make sure the zipper's as strong as you like it. And with all of them, I would attach carabiner clips so I could hook it to a regular rollerboard if you wanted to. But yeah, those are my bag suggestions. Grab your remote, guys, because it's that time. I'm going to pop up GenX Gypsy's video in the corner over here. So get ready if you want to go over and subscribe. But what did you think? I actually liked her. And not just because she was sitting on her couch while she was doing her video too. I find that kind of funny. But I just liked the way that she approached that. She's very much like me in thinking of the different features versus this is it. This is the one. Try this. You know what I mean? In the meantime, I just wanted to say thank you to all my new subscribers. The other day, I said I was close to hitting 7,000 subscribers, and I think I was like 300 away, and I had 200 people subscribe overnight from that video. So I'm 20 away from 7,000 now, which is a surprise. I am going for 10,000 because I met this flight attendant who is an Instagram influencer, and she's like this tall compared to me and looks like Barbie, but she told me that everything changes around 10,000 subscribers, and every 10,000 it becomes something different. And now I'm curious since I'm about 3,020 away from that. So anyway, guys, if you want to help me reach that goal of 10,000, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. And I'm going to be flying this weekend, so I'm hoping to get everything out on time, like the Q&A on Sunday. But I've also got to pack this week and do everything else. So, as usual, I'm not very consistent. So again, like, subscribe, notification bell. See you guys in the next video. Ciao.